we're rounding up here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Valerie, can you stand right here?
That one and that one are about the same size. That looks like he's too
Valerie, look at Daddy. Valerie. 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 Come along with him, Valerie. Only 2,500 minutes. Remember me? $1,000 cash place. Small one. Still standing. What?
I love them. Gotta figure out where you live.
I see my driveway right now.
It is, see?
Very good.
It is.
Buddy took me on an airplane. Raining now. Once you're that high, you can just see. They took us. I love that. That's really good. All right. Oh, I gotta know that big white thing looks awful huge.
Big pumpkins, Claire. Are they so big? That's too bad. There might be pumpkins in Yeah, aren't they that big? Wow.
Look at the way they grow. This one's going to be going through. Yeah. Look at it. Oh, Addie wants it back, Papa. Wow. There you go. Good luck. Oh yeah, we must be getting. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. She doesn't have.
What?
What would focus do with it?
Another one thing that we have is cover the bourbon, make the pulled pork on it, and coleslaw and cheese. That's like the loaded. That's the loaded. It is actually. You know, I used to have a thing where I love coleslaw so much, but I didn't know how to go with pulled pork on a burger. But I went with an open mind, and I was blown away. I was blown away. Yep. Yep. It is. It's definitely worth it. I even went over there. It's actually Smoky James currently at Toronto. It's where they have. Oh, yeah. No, I know. If somebody's comes up to relieve me, we'll go back after we're done. But yeah, they're. Oh, I've had it before, like twice. I've had it 6 times. So,
They're cute. They're so big.
Not too far because close.
What?
That one's still the old.
Wow.
We will. It's park inside after today. We're selling 25 tickets.
Oh my. Oh, the wagon. Spectator area, you line up and you sit, watch the pumpkins. Yeah.
Come on, let's go look at them.
Yeah, no, I started making signs before I knew it split. But I just grabbed some scrambled
And I just go buy it.
Hey, you want to go from your grandma and grandpa? Like, yeah, I know. I'll see if I can get one from him. Oh, Chelsea said I want to jump. Yeah, we'll be good. Put her on the scale and say,
Oh, look at that one. It's so big. Look at that one.
Yeah.
bring your buddy.
He's probably already asleep.
I gave her chicken foot, so I left. Talked about Artemis. I said I gave her a.
Oh, she got all. She saw it. I was filming.
Yes.
It's on there, January 17th.
Do you want another? I got your sock. Do you want to wear 2 socks? Yeah?
Everybody here.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
all right. All right, we're going to get started officially here in a couple minutes. Welcome to the Nowthen Heritage Festival. This is our 4th year government way off. So what does GPC mean? GPC is the Great Pumpkin Commonwealth. It is the governing body over almost 130 worldwide festivals, just like this one. Worldwide way off. Across this planet, there are other, especially the next 2 weeks, this is the big time of the year, there are a lot of these similar festivals and way-offs where people bring everything they grew throughout the summer. They bring them there and they fulfill the governing body of the GPC. Now, I happen to be the rep for the any way-offs, any sites, any issues, or need any help, I'm the one that's the go-to for the GPC. So we are going to start today with the smaller giants. They're still very impressive. In fact, there will be some state records that are already playing. So you'll have to hold your breath for some incredible state records that will be coming. But we'll start with the smaller giants and work our way to the pumpkins. And the way we do the pumpkins is we measure them 3 different ways. Add that score together. That's called an OTT. You might be seeing that over the top. That's 3 different measurements on the pumpkin. What that does is it gives us a estimate based on a chart. And that chart gives us an estimate as to what the pumpkin will weigh. We'll start with the smaller OTTs. We have to the big ones. So the big ones we weigh plans, to build the anticipation. Now, to give you guys an idea, the site record, which is the Nowthen Heritage Festival record, biggest pumpkin is 1,805 pounds. So we'll see if we can get a new site record tonight. There's, I think, a few fruits that have that potential. So we'll see how it shapes up. Let's see some other lingo. Throughout the day, I'll go through some places where I I'll go through how you can grow them, from seed all the way to harvest. I'll let you guys know how to do it. If anyone is interested in seeds, we are going to, at a very limited amount, we do have seeds from almost all of these fruits. Watermelon, these giant gator zucchini. Biggest zucchini you'll see in your life. In fact, there might be a new state record today. We do have a few seeds left for those. Giant butternuts. Your brand new state record today. We have seeds of those. The big pumpkins, we've got seeds. The green squash seeds, tomato seeds, big pumpkin seeds. These are the biggest jack-o'-lanterns you will ever see right over here. And then we got sunflower seeds. So if anybody's interested in some seeds, we can help you right over at that level.
I know, that's
I'll talk more about this later. Let's see, what else? I'll go through some different state records, site records, and world records throughout the day as we talk about these different giants. And if you guys have any questions that you ask, I'll answer. And with that, we're going to start here in just a couple minutes. So get ready to watch some monsters.
So the scale is. two that look the biggest. Really close to 1,800 pounds. It's two big ones. I don't know if we'll be first, but I did that last night.
That's why I brought up the taxes. Way up. I brought the taxes up when I saw it. Go ahead. That's why we didn't keep on it. Oh, pretty good. Get that done pretty much. You wouldn't light on it, so I thought it would help. And the fences are down from him. Made the wrong choice.
Way back over there.
Yeah, blurry. Blurry? How blurry.
Oh, you did?
How can they have like cushions under them? How can they have so much cushions under them?
a week ago. You're close. It's measured organic. No, they measure hopefully colder.
I'm not a huge
should mention, this is from Minnesota. This is the first GPC weigh-off of 3. So today we have one. Next Sunday, just right down the road in Nowthen, we have another one. This upcoming Sunday, actually a week from tomorrow. And then we have our final one. That's going to be in Stillwater. That is October 11th, so the second Saturday in October. That's the grand finale. Just for those of you that are wondering, there is a rumor
5,000 or something, it's number one.
Nothing's coming until it hits the scale. But a potential world record possibly coming. And we'll get into world record. Everybody knows where the world record pumpkin's from, right? All right, everybody? We'll get into it later, but it is from Nowthen, Minnesota. We hold the world record. There is no pumpkin on this earth bigger than the one going right in town. Actually, just a couple miles north of here by Travis Ginger, who is here today somewhere. Waving. Hi, Travis, Megan, Lily. They're all here. I think Travis and Lily entered one, so we'll see theirs a little later. But the world record holder right from down there, Minnesota, quite impressive. Okay, so the first tomato, 1.55 pounds. Second tomato is, we already know, I got all the weights. All right, Titus, come on up, Titus. You think you beat your brother? Yeah? What do you think you got? Close. You're 1.95. So almost 2 pounds to go into second place. And the third tomato, hold it up there, that one came in at 2.49 pounds. And that one is the winner. That was grown by me. Which I should mention, I also hold the state record tomato. That one came, it grew a few years ago, 3 years ago. It came in at 9.06 pounds, so an over 9-pound tomato. That one was 2.5 pounds, just to give you an idea. It was literally the size of an NBA basketball. Mine measured circumference 29 3/4 inches around. An NBA basketball is 29 inches. So the size of an NBA basketball, that is our state record tomato. At the time, it was the 5th largest ever grown on Earth. But I did take seeds out of that one, and I gave you a couple over in Wisconsin, and I grew the Guinness World Record. However, just a couple weeks ago, the brand new world record was achieved by Washington. Perfect environment, because he grew a tomato to 16.89 pounds. You can imagine, that's like the heavy-duty bowling balls. Almost a 17-pound tomato. Absolutely incredible. If you can imagine this, the circumference on it was 37 inches, over a 3-foot circumference. Absolutely crazy. Dan Sutherland is the grower's name. And not only did he grow that one, he actually grew, I think, 7 or 9 tomatoes this year over the current world record. So bigger than 11.65 pounds. Incredible. He has either the secret sauce or he has a perfect environment. I think all of us growers, at least as tomato growers, are still trying to figure out exactly how he does his magic. The new UK record, if you want, or European record, was just achieved yesterday at 9.65 or 9.67 pounds. Right? European record by Doug Smith. So big congratulations to him too. But that is the tomatoes. Short and sweet. We didn't have many entries this year. So if you do want tomato seeds, we got them over there. $10 for a pack of very, very good genetics. Every one of the seeds we have over there all have world record, sure, state record, but world record potential. They are close pollinated. I'll get into that later. We do a lot of our tomatoes, we don't, but most of our fruits we do close pollination. We do not let the bees touch them. We do all the pollination ourselves. That way we ensure that the genetics get better and better with each passing generation. All right, the next one's, let's get into some sunflowers. Anybody ever grow sunflowers? Yeah, a couple people. They're a fun grow. They don't take up a lot of room. And we have 2 categories here. We have a category for tall. See who grows the tallest sunflower. We're going to measure. We've actually measured them already. And then we have a category for the biggest head. So if you look here, this one might be the winner. Look at the head size of that. That is a sunflower right there. That's a monster.
I haven't realized that's my outfit.
We have
Nikki said take some pictures, so I got some funky pictures. That one. You got an idea what that looks like? Someone bending over in the shower to grab something. And I do it the same way today. I'm on a mountain.
These are all going to be in
How you been, Vic?
I've been good.
Away while he's
Still.
She really wanted to come, but long story short.
You know what? Good. I just stopped to get gas. What is that?
Sunflower.
Yeah, I was getting the low fuel. I just filled it up half.
It's all the way down the end in front of the skid steer.
Oh, okay.
You can barely see the
He's probably sold.
Okay.
So these guys, this white one and the black one there.
Yeah.
So their OGT is 435.
Oh, in a minute. Wow.
He said the record for this show is about 8
Wow. Be a new record.
Universal donor.
What did that weigh in? 475?
I'm not sure if they've weighed him yet.
All right, well, we'll come back.
Real class. They gotta be like
So, any news? Just about your plan today. I thought it was
my brother had some. He called him.
Amy and I will hold. And I like we'll both take off.
second place comes in at one.
Yeah, it was a big. I mean, it's big.
57 inches, and it's this
Pearl.
She's not the one that used
Sean, her fucking
This
arm.
is quite incredible.
You
Somebody's
got
gonna have to do the math.
literally
No, first place came in at 205 inches.
came in first
How
3
many
times.
is that, Laura? Yeah, right there. Great throw. That's the. And here's what's crazy. She didn't even include the bottom of the stock, which
The girl works full time.
right before the roots.
College.
She just chopped it off and still won by a mile.
Still had like dozen.
205 inches. Did somebody get through the math on that?
17.
What's that?
She's like
16, 17 feet?
also, there's baby goats.
That's great job. The state record, by the way, is 20 feet 3 inches. Set by me. But that's really cool.
There's a alpaca back right now. She's still on hog.
You're dying for somebody to beat that record.
She got her.
But yeah, tall sunflowers can get tall.
got that.
There's something really, really neat that
Full-time
just
job being
happened
LPN
just a
anywhere.
few weeks ago.
But
We had a brand new world record tall sunflower. Now to give you some context behind this, the world record tall sunflower has stood for many years at 30 feet and 1 inch, and it's been overseas. I think it's jumped around from like Germany to the Netherlands in that area. Well, just a few weeks ago, Alec Babbage from Indiana grew, not a 30 feet 1 inch world record. He threw a 35 foot 1 inch sunflower to blow the old world record on the line. And so big congratulations to him. I'll get anything to grow that with his stories. approaching the finish line. I mean, 35 feet up there is anybody can even anybody can cross. And if you think about it, that was 17 wins.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll get into the white.
These animals.
The white.
We've got a ways for.
All right, the white. So how we measure it? But how we measure that here, I like to catch the microphone. And the way to do that is we measure the circumference. And we measure the point from this side to this side. So over the top. And the reason for doing that is you want to tie yourself not just one curl the way Guinness does it, over the top to bring that apart. You'll do that in two. This area is kind of crisscross. And then you take the hammer and
So, are we just going to
with that measure,
No, not all day. You guys don't mind. We're gonna wait till ours is weighed and we do whatever.
Okay, as soon as I got here, I'll watch the record.
I suppose.
but I really like to do the best way to show how big that sunflower is. So again, this would be a total measurement between circumference
You guys want to walk around.
Yes.
After you guys sit in there.
again, we had,
Go look at the animals or something.
Just watch your phone when they start to measure giants. So
remember this is a two-way measurement, 55 inches.
Yeah. We have way more. Crazy last year.
These are all real big. This is some good size. Again, if you want to
Maybe it was the
grow
year
some
before.
of these monsters,
It's raining.
yes, it was all ended there too. I mean, we were closed
Oh, yeah.
down.
It was
fifth place at 59 inches. And fourth place, coming in at 62. Second place,
I want to walk around over there. Yeah. He works all up here.
The size of that sunflower.
Yeah.
stop.
Free.
Jumps,
a stock on it.
jumps dramatically to 80 inches.
Yeah, he was
So I always say anything over 70 inches is a very good fish. This one came in at 80 for that score. So a very sunflower competition, which is right up your alley. That's exactly what you grows. Because you're right down in Minneapolis, right? Yep. Just a small yard, so that just shows you anybody can grow it unless you're on the seventh floor of the apartment. And if you are, you can do tomatoes. You can probably even do something on the balcony. All right, well, congratulations, Laura. You achieved your goal. That's exactly what you wanted to do. So that is awesome. 80 inches two-way score in front of you. All right, I think we'll jump into longboards next. So longboards. Anybody ever see what these longboards are? Hold up that bigger one. They look like a big green bean. I think some of these would be, you know, made as jack jumps. But these things are basically, think of them as a door. Like, see these longboards that are up on the table here? You guys,
They are real. They are real.
we go for they're simply the competition is by length. So the way you can get them longer, because these are, you may have heard of them in the stores, commonly called skateboards. Every time that point hits some grass whatever, it's going to turn. So you get this gourd that snakes around. But if you hang them by the trellis, you get them to grow with gravity straight down. And we go for length with those. The current world record stands at 1,784 yards.
Oh yeah, once you put them on a pallet.
These ones are going to be a lot less than 173. Our skate record, I think, sits at 139, I believe, still. This bigger one looks like it came in at 69 inches. That's the winner, that's mine. And then number 2 came in at 42 inches. I think that's Colleen, right? Yeah, right. All right, good job, congratulations. Those are very fun grow if you've never grown it before. The big one, I think was 30 days.
You want to go to the playground?
We just need a truck long enough for them to grow. Or, I've seen people do this before. They'll let them go right up.
Go there?
They'll just hang from the tree. All right, the next ones, are we going to jump into? Well, this is the giant squash category, but apparently it wasn't a very good year for growing giant squash. We got a little one. Heck, you probably can get it bigger at Walmart right now. But that is the first place winner for green squash. The green squash, now just to give you a little detail into what a green squash is it technically is in the family that the giant pumpkin are in, which is Cucurbita maxima. So that is a Cucurbita maxima. Those are Cucurbita maxima, same family. Now the thing that deciphers whether they're a pumpkin, a giant pumpkin, or a giant squash is they must be 100% brown. There cannot be white, there cannot be green, there cannot be orange. If any of those are on the pumpkin or the squash, then if they're on the green, 1 or 2 that were entered as green squash, but because of their coloring, so left that one, and I believe it was Jerry who won that. All right, and let's see, we have an oddity here. I think it's this one, right? This green one. This is an odd one. I think this is the spaghetti squash. So that one, we don't have a weight on that one yet. So if you want to throw that one up on the scale. All right, 18 pounds. 18-pound spaghetti squash. That's pretty impressive. That'll make a good meal. Yep, 18 pounds. So bushel gourds, what is a bushel gourd? Well, we just see longboards, right? So longboards and bushel gourds are the exact same thing. It's just that bushel gourds are grown for their weight. They're the heaviest, they're the biggest. Now bushel gourds kind of originated in Alaska. They would grow these monster gourds. They would dry them, and then they could hold roughly a bushel of grain. A bushel of grain is 56 pounds. So this one probably could have been on a bushel of grain, but the state record for Minnesota is 331 pounds. We'll have to see if any of these get close. I am the state record holder, so I can assure you none. But let's throw it out there. I did throw one to 331 pounds, which is a fun throw. Bushel boards are very fun. All right, 16 pounds. I think that was Jerry's, right? He can do it. Told him to make a run at my state record. Good job, Jerry. Now, I also told this next guy to make a run at my state record. His name's Alex. He's hiding back behind the trailer. But we'll see what he did. He threw a couple. He did throw a few of them on the same time. Hey, Alex, come on up. Your rookie year at growing bushel gourds. Was it fun? Yeah, it just went crazy, right? These plants are insane. You'll plant this little teeny plant, and within a month or two, it's like 1,000 square foot plant. It's going crazy. You can't control it. All right, what do you think this one weighs? 150. That'd be nice. Get halfway to my state record. 152. Congratulations. Very nice bushel gourd, especially for his first time ever growing one. Fun grow. A lot of people think they're big apples, big green apples, and big green tomatoes. Thousand tomatoes would be quite impressive. But nope, that's a gourd. He can actually grind that out. He can do arts and crafts on it. He can, put something in it. Great. We're gonna get Chris next year. All right, congratulations, Alex. 152 pounds. And our winning bushel gourd. One, a watermelon. Who's ever seen a watermelon that big? That's a monster. I thought they only grew them that big in the South. How the heck did they do that in Minnesota? Well, that is my watermelon. And it was a cold year. It didn't grow like I was hoping it would, but it's still good stuff. You ain't finding that out. All right, so my personal best is 183. I don't think it's going to get to that. I'm hoping 150. Actually, the site biggest underweight in this Nowthen is 153. So 154 would be awesome. But boy, if I can see 150, I'd be happy. Let's see what we got. 139, close enough. And the winner. I don't like competition. Come on, you guys. Anybody else want watermelon? Oh, I got something. Not bad. My biggest one's going to Stillwater. I got one bigger attached to it. So we'll see. I don't know. I tend to grow always light. More than what I hope for. I am 183.5. That's my personal best in that category. Now the Minnesota state record stands at 27.5 pounds. So that's a very impressive watermelon for Minnesota, because the world record grown out of Tennessee stands at 350.5 pounds. So watermelons can get big, 350.5 pounds. However, that world record is from 2013. So it is one of the world record. Watermelon, infamous, and 300 pounds. All right, the next category here is anybody here that isn't a grower know what a marrow is. A marrow. I knew nobody would raise their hand. Oh, maybe you must be from England. Yep. Yep. Oh, there you go. They in England or in Europe, they grow these marrow and they call them zucchini, but they're not zucchini botanicals. They grow on a long vine, just like a pumpkin would, but they call them zucchini over there, but they are marrow. Let's call them, my nickname is alligators, because look by the water, certain water towards it, you see that? If you like zucchini, it tastes identical to zucchini. So all of you that who's seen the zucchini before? Hey baby, the zucchini bowl? These are zucchini cruises. Look at the size of this. So the world record currently stands at 256 pounds for a barrel. To give you an idea, the zucchini only stands why it's disqualified. So in this category, the barrel must be 100% green. If there's any orange on it, so look at the end of this. See again? See how there's orange on that? That is an automatic disqualification. Why? Because zucchini and giant field pumpkin are all in the same family. Cucurbita pepo. The big pumpkins are Cucurbita maximum. They can't interbreed. But marrow and giant pumpkin or giant field pumpkin, those are Cucurbita pepo. Which means if a bee flies from your marrow to your giant field pumpkin, they have crossed. Well, how do we know that they crossed? Because the marrow should get green. And now it's the pumpkin. So that is an automatic disqualification. This one's not even being weighed. I just brought it to show you guys. But I want you, in case you don't know the marrow, you want to be very diligent with the seeds. Seeds have to be a lineage that has been close pollinated its entire time. So again, I do sell the seeds over here. The alligator zucchini, and they are 100% close pollination. In fact, the seeds over there are actually world record. So very, very good seeds. All right, we're going to start with let's do the smallest. Remember I said earlier with the pumpkins, we'll do the smallest OTT, which is a measuring system, and we'll work our way up from there. We have a chance today to break Minnesota record, which stands at, is it 74 pounds? 74 pounds, drawn by Dan. Raise your hand, Dan. He's the Minnesota state record holder at 74 pounds. We're going to try and get bigger than that. Let's see, who's this? I think I've got Jerry. Jerry? Your marrow? All right, Jerry tried to beat Dan. Let's see what he got. 56 pounds. Not too bad, Jerry. You came close. But no Gator zucchini state record for you. First year growing though, so that's very impressive. First year growing. Definitely beats any of the zucchinis. Even those ones you need. How many days did that take you to grow, Jerry? 30? 30. They're fast growers. You didn't do a thing and you got 56. So there you go. It's about what all of us zucchini growers do. Throw it on the ground and don't do a thing. You got a million zucchini. Which is why they're so awesome. All right, remember, so I should say the national record, or the North American record, I think stands around 150. Remember, the world record is 256. I don't think we have a chance to beat the national record today, but we are definitely going to go for, all right, we're going to go for the state record. Remember, 74 pounds, Dan. His record is on the line. Oh, look at who's this is. Dan. It might be on the line from himself. Dan, come on up. So you're the day record holder, so you thought you'd raise the bar, huh? Yeah, how big is this one? I mean, what do you think?
2 years soil as best as you can. A lot of water.
Okay, so this one is an exhibition, so you might hear that a couple times a day, especially with pumpkins. If it's an exhibition, that means he has the other one. And you can only enter one fruit legally for the GPC awards, right? So he is entering this one as an exhibition. Wow, that's a nice one, 105. Destroyed the state record. And then congratulations, Dan, 105, the biggest one ever grown.
How's things going at home?
And then this next one that we're going to bring up, this is the one that actually goes into the record books. So the
Keep talking.
Next Sunday is.
Yeah.
What time does it start?
all right,
The event's
so this
11 to
next
3.
one is his legal one. Now, sometimes you take the risk that you
So start weighing about 11, and
as
then
exhibition because you have two real
probably be
one
done
goes-
weighing by like 2, and
So
then
this might be the case. here.
awards,
This
you know, is that last hour or half hour or
Then he
whatever.
made the wrong choice. But if it's over 105 pounds, then he made the correct choice. What do you got? 96 pounds. There's your official one. So that other one was 105. That is going to go into the record books as a new state record.
have grown any peppers? You said you had a
congratulations, Dan,
tough
on
summer or
beating
something?
your- All right.
Nice weather, at least.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
They've been keeping you busy in that cement truck?
I got. It's like 55 hours a week
That's
minimum.
not too terrible.
Yeah, it's more than I want to work.
Yeah, that's where I'm at typically too. I worked at 14 yesterday though. and I like that.
So you work at the plant?
Yeah, the Blaine plant. Right by the parking right there up 35W.
Oh, I thought the El Gerber one.
No, I mean I have worked there, but I'm permanent at Blaine now. Yeah, the Elk River, they're slow enough where they don't have a permanent oiler position, which is what I do. It's just like a ground guy kind of. But they're typically not busy enough, so if they do have a busy day, they just send like a floater
Yeah,
there.
they're different species groups. So they're both cucurbitas, but we have Cucurbita maxima, which is for the big cucurbita.
So when are you gonna
Think of it as these are the
give these a shot?
ones you carve up every holiday.
I think maybe I should try the normal
Field pumpkin or the
and
butternut craze?
and the zucchini.
Yeah.
Stem. Big, huge,
They're-
soft stem. That's a Cucurbita maxima.
I don't even have that great of an area to do it.
Yeah. Oh, the bushel gourds, that dark green round one, those are probably the easiest. Except for they're super slow. Like they seem like they're not doing anything until like August, and they start to take off. But the marrow, like I would probably grow a butternut before a marrow. They're not an official category yet, though. That's the problem. But those marrows, they split so easy and stuff. If you ever cut one open, they're just all stringy. And but there's a field pumpkins too. But even these, like they got people growing them in 150 square feet. You know, over 1,000 pounds.
First one is Noah.
But these are they're still sensitive too. You know, you got to take care of them, watch out for rot. And,
I go on trips a lot during the summer, so
I just keep making it hot sauce too, I guess. Yeah.
What do we got? Did we break? 55 pounds. Did you think it would go heavier? Okay. Little disappointed, but not too bad. 55 pounds, and look at the stem on that. It was from Corcoran, so didn't have them off.
I would think more people would want to watch.
The next
I would think more people would want to watch.
How many are on there?
One.
Oh, I know. I think so. Last year you were here, I think it did better. And I don't know if it's just a promotion thing or like how you get the word out. Because I know like the general public, a lot of people don't care, but like the pumpkin growers, they're always excited and see like who's got what, you know. And they're like, I think Anuka, when you did that last year, I think quite a few people watched that, or at least what I read on Facebook. Like people were saying, like
I live streamed it on my wife's phone, and then I made a video with my phone and the GoPro.
But this is live stream right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll do that again.
Yeah.
Just live.
All right, what do you got, Chip?
Yeah, less
45.
work.
Noah still holds first place. All right, congratulations, Chip. You want a picture with it? Good. All right. All right, we got obviously some bigger ones coming. So
But maybe I could show up early and
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
something. I don't know.
You can fly my drone if you want.
So, okay, I'll
practice
mention,
time of that.
the state record for this, for giant field pumpkins, is actually quite impressive. It's not the world record, but it's also
Yeah, and then well, you had your family stuff too, but
197
Alex, wherever
That is a
the orange shoes, the
very
bald head.
giant
I asked Sam when you were interested
world record actually comes
going out to
from
someone's garden. He's like, yeah. Well, at first he wasn't sure. I'm like, told him, you know, you're just trying to get your thing going or whatever. He's like, yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, okay, I'll get his phone number for you.
He's also
But they had your family stuff or whatever, but.
Yeah.
Which weren't you working with like Chris or Travis or somebody a couple of years ago, and how'd that just fell through or what?
No, I've never done anything other than just do this.
Oh, well, I remember you posting something on Facebook or something. And I thought you were talking to Travis.
Nobody wanted to do anything.
Which I'm kind of surprised because a lot of these guys are like me, you know. But.
All I would do is show up and go to where you're growing the pumpkin and sit and talk to you for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it.
I can help you. Keep working on it. Get you in touch with people, whatever.
It's always nice if you can get one up near 100. That's always, whenever I grow a field pumpkin, that's my kind of like when I go bowling, I just like to hit 100. I'm good with 100. All right, we're climbing the chart here. All right, Alex.
No pumpkins this year. How you doing, Bob? Where's your pumpkin?
No pumpkin this year.
Yeah, you're not hanging it up for good though, are you?
First year trying to pumpkin, right?
Well,
Yeah, I was on your back.
I got hired back, like 3 years later, but it's like, before I do anything, I gotta make sure I'm set for retirement.
All these that you see will be done growing.
Yeah, because you're getting
going
older
they're
for a
done
little while.
30 to 45 days. Alex had about
You had the dosatron.
20 of them on his plan, so I said next time, put energy into one. Alex, what are you hoping for?
There's like 7,000 square feet of dirt.
70. Let's see if he can jump into first place. 99 pounds! Look at that! That's nice. Just missed that. That's nice.
I'm usually too busy to pay attention to that.
Oh, very nice. Hold it up like a good old jack. Now, wouldn't you want to carve that? Man, that's just beautiful.
My color, that would be, yeah.
That is just, that's a beautiful jack.
That looks like your pumpkin. Yes. It was real similar.
99 pounds.
Was
Isn't there a song like that?
Is that
99
about that size and shape? Oh yeah, you did have that. Yeah, it was like
All right, we're down
maybe
to
a
the
little
final
lighter
two.
than that.
Well, you're in first, Alex, so you're in the money. Good, right?
What was that?
Money, you get money on all these other giants, three spaces down. First place on each one. Gets a ribbon. Or a plaque. I'm gonna guess it's gonna come down to one of these next two, because they look just massive. I thought that was massive. And those two should.
And I crossed it with that.
Yeah. So you're back to work now?
All right. So it's gonna be a battle between Dan and Jerry. It's almost like I'm Dan, you need to change your name.
Get yourself a bonus.
All right, Dan, remember he is the new Marrow state record holder at 105 pounds.
Everything,
He now has a
everything seems like it just works itself out somehow.
field pumpkin on. Hey Dan, looks like your personal best in this class is 103.
How's your daughter doing? She must be getting old now. Yeah.
Oh, this
Going
is
to
Jerry's?
school or
Oh, okay. Oh, Jerry, come on up. This is Jerry's. So Dan must have to take her.
Is she staying with you or?
All right, is 97 the biggest you've grown? Is that way here? Last year?
Yeah.
And then it's last year.
Yeah, okay, so he's one first and second here. Got his personal best last year at 97
Not my
pounds.
style, but
Let's see if we can up this.
Drive home and
What do we got? 130 pounds. Congratulations. New personal best for Jerry. And that puts him into first place with just one pumpkin left. See, that's Dan. So we'll see if Dan can crush Jerry.
I bought that trailer and tried to get it all set up just for more stuff, just so others that's always chasing stuff.
So Jerry comes to us from the Sturgeon Lake. Sturgeon Lake. Towards Duluth. If you know where that is. And he has a little bit
Yeah,
of
like even if I had a pump, they're always supposed to put it in trailers to go away on top of it. Like last year I bought this for my steel guy selling his business.
you have been doing just fine. And Dan also comes from
That's what I bought, right? So Paul Burning.
They must like have been
He told me that he's going to sell the business, and I bought that from him. Now I'm sold
2
it.
miles apart. Yeah, you guys are doing that. Might get a
Which
spot in this
I did talk to him.
All right, so this is Dan's. This is impressive.
But they're under that big
now, his
corporate
personal
thing,
best is
so,
103. Did you get your personal best last year here? Yeah. So last year, Dan won first place for this category with a 103. Obviously, he's hoping
Well, I did.
to up his personal best.
Still, I'm going to rent it to Stillwater.
Site record
I just let Chris use all the stuff. Stillwater's got money, and they were paying $300 for the
Yeah,
scale.
103. So he'll have a site record,
Man,
he'll have a
rented
personal
that.
best. If that's 197, he'll have a new state record.
Yeah.
What
You can get cheap
are you hoping
ones,
it is?
like Uline or whatever, that are not.
131, obviously, right? All right, let's do a countdown.
Whatever it is, but.
Oh, they measured the exact same. Okay, so that's really interesting. The measurements were the
You're trying to
identical.
get some
So that means this
other
could go
ones.
anyway. He needs to be 130. Let's see what we got. 3,
Well, he did
2,
good.
1. What do we
6
got?
8 years ago.
138! You are the winner! New personal best, new
But then
state record.
he
Congratulations. Dan, it is your day. A new state record barrel. Winning the field pumpkin. Your 2 mile away competitor.
I don't think so. No, he because he has a website now where he sells stuff, but I think it's just whatever, probably the calls or something.
All right. Well, Jerry, not till next year, I guess.
Yeah, he just kind of wanted to lock it down.
Yep.
Isn't typical for our community, but.
There's a couple more categories they're competing in. The next one
Well,
that
Alex
we're going to get into is
Well,
butternut
not the winners, but
squash.
his is back there.
Everybody knows what a butternut squash is, right?
He has a
Well, probably
a
most
whole
of
bunch
you
of
eat.
pumpkins. He probably has.
Well, there is a giant category of butternut that came out a few
Well,
years
that's
ago.
probably
In fact,
not the smallest, but
I'll tell you a
probably
little
his
story.
third biggest.
The giant butternut was not really around until one season.
Talk to the ball guy.
And I planted it to the
I
water.
gotta find out the pods though.
And I quit.
But I don't know who brought that
Ended up going in the Guinness Book of World Records. In the book, if you look at it, it's 2022. It was the biggest butternut squash. Well, what I did was I started planting seeds on big amounts of growers around the world. Every single state record, country record, world record 6. Traced all the way back to so, just incredible seed, incredible lineage, and every butternut well, they don't even look like butternuts. They are it's a variety out of Italy. But in the culinary world,
Yeah, I do have a trailer.
Well, because so I got
even these big ones, they taste amazing. Some very good butternut. We're going to start with, again, we OTT them, measure them. We're going to start with the smallest, work our way up. Is that number 5?
that one.
All right,
He's trying to sell that one. He's gonna let me use it on Saturday.
all right, start with Jerry. He's back.
And then that one will be good
After
for
getting destroyed in the marrow and the
but he doesn't want me to carve that one.
competition, he's back to see if he can do it in the butternut.
Arbel's dance team wants one.
Probably not, but we'll see. All right, Jerry, first time growing butternut?
They want one too.
Again, didn't do anything. Let's see what he got. He'll set our bar. 31 pounds, very nice sized butternut. In fact, if you read up on this variety before it really turned into a world record, this was the largest variety of butternut in the world. It would easily grow between 15 and 25 pounds. It's only with our selective breeding, starting with that magic seed I got in 5 years, that we've really been able to push it over that, 15 to 20 pound level, and now up into the 50s. Our state record,
Yeah, I'm actually borrowing something else, but Brian, I can
stands at 71 pounds.
Oh, that's, yeah.
I think the record only in the house.
And then I have no way to offer
Yeah,
that
she's
much
here.
places.
So we'll see her cry as somebody else gets it. Maybe.
But yeah, if you
But
don't care,
71 pounds for the Minnesota state record. The world record butternut stands at 137 pounds. So there's a slight outside chance that we could see that today. Depends on how heavy they go. Typically, there's 2 shapes with them. They're typically peanut shaped, or they're more barrel shaped. We have a couple on hand. This one's almost like a bullet shape, or what's it called?
But don't really matter anyway, as long as it's big enough. Alright. But, okay. Alright, if you're cool, I got to send me a picture. I'll see what it is. There's a prairie right now. I'm trying to pump over that one.
Alright, so the second one here, this is Rochelle's. This is an exhibition, so remember what I said earlier with exhibition. If you bring multiple of the same fruit, you have to exhibit so she brought 3 today, 3 butternut squash. She gets to enter 1 as her baby fruit, and the other 2 will be exhibition. Basically, she wants to see how big they are. Now, Rochelle, you've grown them before. Your personal best is 62. Let's see if we can see a personal best. 48. This is her exhibition. So she has 2, I'm presuming, bigger. Actually, I know they're bigger. All right, so we got 1 down for exhibition. Now we'll bring the other one up. And butternut squash has been quite a rage. They're a very fun plant to grow. They can grow in a very small area. Giant space for them. And the vines are very healthy, very aggressive. They'll send down roots. And every leaf will send a root down, which is really neat. And that root will help feed that butternut. It'll be bigger and bigger. And then, like I said, at the end, they're very, very good. She'll have some butternut seeds left too if you want some. The big one, actually, we're by 55.5. All right, this is Michelle's second one, second exhibition, so we're hoping for bigger. What do we got? 54, we're getting close to her personal best. All right, congrats, Rochelle, on a couple nice ones.
No. They start with the small ones.
All right, the next one I think is Colleen's, right?
I think they'll do the
All right, Colleen, come on down. This is your first year growing butternut, correct? Yes. So you have no personal best. This will be it. Was it a fun grow? A lot less stressful, and this is a barrel shape. So remember, I said there's two basic shapes in the butternut world. You have more of a barrel shape or a cylinder shape, and then you have more of a peanut shape. All right, this is Colleen's first one. Let's see what we have for a personal best. 60 pounds on the nose, first place so far, and 60 pounds. Rookie place, rookie luck there. Got close to that state record.
Good call. Those are good. Okay,
Serene still has her state record at 71 pounds. See how long that lasts. Might be in jeopardy here coming up.
Sure.
The next one, Dan. Boy, you're back to play another game, huh? You've been winning them all today. Giant Field Pumpkin, we got a new state record barrel on him. I'm over 100 pounds. Let's see. Second year growing butternut. Second year personal best. 65 pounds. All right, so if we see over 65 pounds, that will be a new personal best. If it's over 71, that will be a brand new state record. Let's see what we got. 68 pounds, brand new personal best, and oh, Serena's sweating over there. Her state record's in jeopardy. If you haven't, Serene, wait. There's our state record holder for butternut. I think she might be over there selling some of the awesome seeds. All those genetics are genetics that either me or another grower have growing. Very, very good crosses. They will grow you some very, very awesome. All right. We're up to 68 pounds as our leader. Dan, once again, is in the lead. We got a couple left. All right, the next one is Alex. It's your exhibition. All right. So Alex is turning into butternuts today as well. And you grew butternuts for the first time this year, so you have one of your personal best. What did you like about growing them? First of all, yeah, right when they put teeny butternut on there, a week later, it's huge. And it is a very fun grow. It was extremely fun when I first started. All right, so no personal best yet for Alex. This will be his first. Now remember, this is exhibition. He has a much bigger one. In fact, I'll give you a hint. It's the biggest one on that cool little pallet over there. And that one has a chance at a state record. Actually, I think the next couple years, this actually has a chance at it. Let's see if Serene has her state record or not. 63, she still does. And that's an exhibition, so it wouldn't count towards first anyways. Congratulations, 63 so far is Alex's personal best. Now the big butternuts are coming in. Yeah, that was good too.
There's no baby sitting on the front.
All right, this is Rochelle's big one. Is that right?
We did it a little while ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that
in
from
the
the
chair.
picture.
And there was people sitting
Get
there.
that dirt off. Get that dirt off that bottom crack. Alex, make sure that dirt's off.
They're sitting right in the front.
Bottom there.
It's loud. This is going to be a new world. This is going to be a new state record. Easy.
On that bottom crack, just make sure all the dirt's off. Has to be clean. All right, so this, okay, so let's set this up before that pops up. Rochelle's personal best is 62. The state record's 71. And like I said, the world record is 137. National record's 131 for North America. So let's see. Let's do a countdown. We'll see if we get a new state record here. 3, 2, 1. 75 pounds of brand new Minnesota state record, beating Serene's old state record of 71 pounds. 70, what did you put down? 75? Should be 75 pounds. All right, so 75 pounds right now. Michelle has the Minnesota state record. Serene's in the rearview mirror now, unfortunately. Till what, later this year or next year? Okay, okay. She does have one still growing, so you never know. This one is so massive. Alex had confidence. He built in its own little pallet. Now, generally speaking, in the butternut world, the head of the butternut is solid. So if you do a cross section, you just cut these in half, the head is solid. The bottom is where that cavity is. Now, we have no idea what this looks like inside, but this is actually kind of a good way to grow it because you have all that meat in the front. Okay, so let's set this up and we'll do a countdown. First, we need to be 75 pounds to get a new state record and be first place here. And 131 to be a new North American record, 137 to be a new world record. It would be pretty cool to see a 100-pound butternut, so I'm definitely cheering for that. All right, Alex, any final words before we do the countdown? That is definitely a state record that will be, well, I should say we'll stick around. But here's the secret. He has a bigger, and so that one will probably make its appearance at Stillwater in a couple weeks. October 11th. If you want to see a potential, I'm going to just say a potential for a it might not be, but it is a very big one. It's bigger than this. This one's a very nice one. And 94 pounds is incredible. That's probably the top 3% of all butternuts ever grown. Probably the top 1%, honestly. And that's his first year ever growing a giant butternut. So fun seed to grow. He gets the trophy, he gets the money. And if you want to try it yourself for next year, again, there's seeds over there on the corner. Grab some of your own. All right, now that we got all these fun small giants out of the way, we are going to move into the giant pumpkins, the big ones. Again, we measure all of these, and there'll be an OTT score given to them. So three-way measurement, add the three numbers up. The smallest pumpkin we're going to start with, and we're going to work our way up. Now, we have no idea what they'll weigh. They might have a thicker rind. That would be heavy to churn, heavier than what we thought. And then they might have a thin rind, might be a balloon, and might weigh a lot less. So you just never know. We have kind of a gauge that we know they'll roughly weigh, and then when we put them on the scale, we find out the truth, exactly what it will weigh. So we'll start with the small ones. Now again, you're going to hear me say exhibitions. Some people have brought 2 or more pumpkins. Only one of them counts as the award. The other ones are just, they want to weigh time. They want to know how much they weigh, and then they'll be still put in the record books. They will just be an exhibition. Now some of them you might hear me say the word damaged. If a pumpkin is damaged, that means that there were, more than likely what happened was there was a rot spot. And the rot spot got 3 inches by 3 inches. It could be 3 by 3 by 3. It can't be over. So if it does go over the 3 inches, that active rot spot, then that disqualifies the pumpkin. The other things that would disqualify the pumpkin are what we call accident splits or pinhole cracks. Those are cracks that go all the way into the cavity of the pumpkin. So some of these you hear me say the term damaged. That just means that due to whatever circumstances, sometimes it's a little mouse that bites it and it gets rotten. Sometimes water seeps on it and it gets rotten. There's a lot of different variables as to why one could rot, but it does. And if it rots, you can still, you can still call it your personal best. It can still be a monster. You can still put it in the books. It just has a damage or an exhibition in front of it. All right, this first one here. Come on in. was just a seed from the snow, right? Yep. So one thing you'll hear me talk about today is there's genetics, there's good genetics, and then there's just normal genetics. If you go buy a seed at a kiosk at Menards or Walmart or Home Depot, and it says giant pumpkin on there, those genetics have not been closed down. Those are just open genetics. The bees come, they do whatever they want, and we want to keep the bees away from them so we know exactly the genetics into it. In saying that, this is a very nice, just plain Jane genetics. What I really like about it is the color. The color is absolutely amazing. It's perfectly round. Is this your first time growing? So how was this for a grow? Yes, everything out there wants to kill your pumpkin, which is why we always say every year, if you can get a pumpkin to the scale, like Jake has, that is a success. All right, let's see what his personal best is at. This will be his bar. Next year, we got 148 pounds. Congratulations.
Oh, just click on it.
Starts today. I think we end up with about, I think we end up with about 30 pumpkins. So we're going to have a lot of good competition. And actually you can see some very big ones coming up a little bit later on. We'll see if we can get a brand new site record. Remember, the biggest pumpkin ever weighed at Nowthen was 1,805 pounds. We're going to see if we're going to really push that today. I think we have a chance on more than just one pumpkin. Let's put it that way. Remember how I talked about earlier? We have the world record holder that lives right here in Nowthen, the largest pumpkin ever growing in history. Lives right in Nowthen, a couple miles north of here. Travis Ginger. He grew his world record to 2,749 pounds. You can see the pallet that he brought his world record on. Out to California a couple of years ago. He borrowed it to another neighbor, Dave, just down the road from him, and he put his pumpkin on there. And I tell you, when I lifted it off, it was a heavy one. Travis, wave. There's your current world record holder. There really is only one person this year that I truly believe has a chance to beat his record. It is a brother team out of the Land Kingdom, Stewie and Ian. They have a pumpkin right now that, based on the measurements, is weighing about 2,700 pounds. So all they need to do is have that pumpkin just a touch heavy, and that will beat the 2749 that Travis has enjoyed the world record for the last couple of years.
There's a lot of factors.
See if they can do it, or if Travis gets another year as the world record.
We'll grow them
like I said, in a couple weeks of Stillwater, we do have a potential for a very big one that could drive that 2749 number. But he keeps a little bit high.
Charlie from up north, Travis too, I think is all. So then you're still at least getting like light.
Yeah.
But they're just catching up, so I'm going to talk. Okay, so a lot of people ask me, how do you grow these giants? What exactly do you do to grow these giant pumpkins? And it comes down, there's 3 or 4 major factors. The first factor is you need the giant seeds, good genetic seeds. The seeds have to be close pollinated. What's that mean? So when there's a flower ready with a female pumpkin, we actually go and we cover it the night before it opens, so that bees can't get to it. Then we go grab the flowers before it opens. The male flowers. Now we can grab it from the same plant, that would be self-feeding, or we grab it from a different plant, which would be cross-pollinated. And that is how we ensure that these genetics keep getting bigger and better every single year.
If it's free. Don't go there.
the pollination, so when you mix the pollen in, that does not change its current year growth. It'll still grow it however it was going to. It just would change the seeds for the next year. So very important to get seeds from other growers that have done the cross pollination. If you get seeds from us, we got some available for sale. I think I sold about 20 packs. So if you want some seeds, we do have them. Very, very beautiful pumpkin genetics that come out of. And we do a very cool Howard Dill here, which is the prettiest pumpkin in the world. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a 6-foot trophy back behind that tent. That 6-foot trophy is not a traveling trophy. You get to keep it if you win the prettiest pumpkin award. Plus you get a bunch of money too, so that always helps. But if we do a pretty pumpkin award, we give away the top 3 prettiest pumpkins that will come along later today. But the seeds we have available over there are from a very beautiful pumpkin. And pumpkins are usually growing just for size, but some of us do try to grow them for the real pretty nature. So there's, when you see, there's all different colors. I mean, you have from white to green, to orange and green, to bright orange, to light orange. They're all different colors, all the same species. They're all Cucurbita maximum. You just have different shapes and different colors. But, some of us like to grow them that deeper orange, which is more like a real pumpkin look, at least. Now, I don't know if any of you guys can see this, but this pumpkin was grown what we call Cinderella style. So instead of laying sideways like most of these pumpkins do, they turned it over so that the flower blossom end, which is this end right here, is actually sitting on the ground, which then bulges the sides up. You get that pretty, like, Cinderella's carriage style. It works sometimes, and the world record in that is upwards of 1,500 pounds, but more times than not, you'll actually still break a rock over there. So it is a risk when you use
That blossom end is against the ground. It's closed in there. Get moisture and stuff.
All right, I think we're going to take just a little break for only 5 minutes. We're going to get the skid loader started up. We're going to actually get the harness these pumpkins. You'll notice when we come back that we have a harness. Down around these pumpkins, pick some up and we're going to put them on the scale as these ones get bigger and bigger. So 5-minute break, grab some food, go to the bathroom, we'll be back very, very momentarily.
Yeah, they're gonna be waiting. Calvin, this way.
No. It's parked right in front of it. Oh, I thought you were. Yeah, it's parked right in front of it. Oh, I thought you were pointing. Yeah, I know. Oh. I see, yeah.
like that as well.
Also, and he landed on a raft in the water.
Well, afterwards, he wasn't
Oh, see, where's that go? Noise is still there, yeah.
No, I'm just transferring the money from last night.
Oh, that's cool. This is going to take off. Yeah. But it's going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. This is going to be all day.
Hopefully they'll start.
No, they start.
They start with the small one.
Oh, they start with the small ones. Okay.
So we'll be done. Ours will be right away.
Where's
It's all the
this
way
one?
at the end in front of the skid steer. You see the
Yeah.
But that freezes the rest of it.
Oh, yeah. Can you load it and go home now? Or what?
I don't think we can load it right away.
Probably not. Well, the people want to see them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. See the, we raised one the other night. We both won the flashlight.
We have a big
They were the biggest ones, but
Can you bring it here?
no, it was so 50 some years ago, 60 some years ago. It was a long time ago.
They can go see the helicopter. Did you get the live stream working?
So they
It's
weren't
working.
really
It's
expensive.
just that's not very sturdy, so it just shakes and it's windy.
I could watch that stuff. That car racing was a going circles. Me too. I mean, me too. They're going circles. I like it. Me too. My dad was a big fan, so I think I just grew up. We used to go in Shakopee to watch the demolition and the figure eights. It was wild. Oh yeah.
I found somebody with a 12-foot by
I didn't bring my
6-foot
phone. It's in the car. Oh.
listed at 29 minutes. And I replied, and I was like, I sent him the offer for the asking price. I'm like, I'll give you asking price for this one. Try to come get it. Come get it this weekend. And then a little while later, I saw he did that as a pending. Somebody else.
I'm a big one.
That's a big one. Probably $1,000.
Yeah, that is. How much was he selling it for? Oh my gosh.
It was a steal. And there was another one that was $9.
Over there?
And that person wanted $300.
They call them
And I think I offered $250.
Yeah.
5 seconds. Never got. Oh my. One did die That's okay. We have to go around it. I love it. It was fun. I got one of them. I did it. I did it.
How many left?
Four.
Four left. So not reach around by him?
Oh, maybe. It's the prettiest one. Now that I think about it. That one is.
Oh, Pine River it was?
And then just go get it
Oh, you did it every day?
Oh, yeah.
You know what they expect, yeah.
They said, line up, ready, set, go. What? Come on. Sam says, put it in first and don't take it out. Well, they pushed me up to the side. So then I kind of forgot all about it. So I drove it in whatever gear it was, you know, did it automatic. But I said, speed, get up and go. But anyways, it was fun. I loved it.
That was it. That was last year or this year?
That was.
Well,
It was this year. So I did that. The river and the year. And then I was going to do.
There's fireworks here too.
Then we got a roll all these ones that one bobcat. So then they got it here, so be lucky to get it.
I think it's this one.
I've never been to a yeah, been to a different. No better than one person than kind of
Alright, I'm going to go sit down. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming.
Oh yeah? Have you?
Yeah. Saw him on my dog walk this morning.
Hi, from Fort Ripley.
Yeah, I noticed him.
Look up there for the Blackhawks flying by. It's our flyover as we start the morning pumpkins. We let the Blackhawks come by. We're going to start weighing up all these big ones.
Oh, they're going to take him out.
Is that one 143?
All right, so remember, if you guys do want any seeds, we have seeds pretty much to grow any one of these fruits here. We do have them right over at the corner there under the tent. Also, if you want a little refrigerator magnet, a little bling bling, we have Katie. Stand up and wave. She hand makes these little pumpkins. so little refrigerator magnets, bling bling, if you want to buy one of those, we got a few of those left too. Maybe would appreciate it. Other than that, if everybody wants to make their way back from getting food, going to the bathroom, checking out all the other exhibits, there's a nice little flea market over there. Don't forget to look at that. Some pretty cool stuff over there.
Are we all done?
Actually, looks like maybe cheese curds. I'll have to make my way over there.
There's the next one.
Alright, so I was mentioning before how we grow these. One of the most important things is proper genetics. You want those good genetic seeds. Second to that would be soil. You want to tune your soil in, make your soil really, really organic, rich, beneficial, lots of good microbes in there. It's very, very important. All right, Jacob. Come on down. Oh, right there. All right, is this your first year? Yeah, nice. That's a very nice one. All right, first year growing. It's a very beautiful pumpkin. What genetic is this one? Or did you just buy it at the store? Okay, then it's probably either a 1253 brown or an 800 brown. Both of them grow beautiful pumpkins. All right, so this is your first year growing, so this will be your personal best that you can then start feeding. Did it? You know what it roughly got to? Okay. All right, so roughly 40 pounds we want to beat, get a new personal best. What do we got, Jacob? 186. Very nice. Very, very nice. That will put you in first for the time being. You want a picture with it? All right. We'll get you a sign. This is your first official giant pumpkin ever grown at 186 pounds. Very impressive. Great job, Jacob. And a very pretty pumpkin. Yeah, it really is. All right, 186 is our current leader.
Oh, look, there they are.
All right, Liz. Looks like first time grower. Come on up. Hi. Going in. Going in. Yep. All right, let's see what your first official one's going to come in at. Beautiful Cinderella style, 177. Congratulations. We'll take a picture with it. And that'll get her into second place. She's from Big Lake, Minnesota. So not too far away. All right, so again, I said second big secret to growing these giant pumpkins is soil. You want to have the best soil possible. And the pH you want a very, very particular pH. You want it to be between 6.5 and 7 pH. When it falls between that 6.5 and 7, what that does is it allows that pumpkin to take in all the nutrients the soil has to offer. It's kind of like a buffet, you know, going around the entire buffet is open. You can eat whatever you want. You start shutting it down. It's like the pH going above 7 or below 6.5. When they shut that down, the pumpkins don't get as much. That's part of the reason why you will see different sizes of pumpkins. Because if the pH was it's one of a variety of reasons why a pumpkin would not get to its maximum size.
That whitish one right there.
That's
All right, open up the line here. That is all the way from right. Come on down. So you grow up in Brainerd, huh? Awesome. Is this your first time growing? All right, so you go personal best. How was the grow? All right, let's see at least 187. See if we can get a monster. 156, still an excellent first time personal best. We're going to go and take a picture with it. 156 on rookie grower Thaddeus, all the way from Brainerd.
That's how you say 800.
No way, this is.
All right, so you got your good seed, you got your good soil, your soil's tuned in. What else do you got? Well, there's some technique involved. So we generally start our seeds somewhere around tax day. You know, pay your taxes on April 15th, then plant your seed in. Get it ready, we'll have it inside usually for about a month, and then we'll get it outside into a little hoop house, a little hoop style. To just kind of protect it from the weather, the elements. It's very important to protect it from frost. You really want to keep that ground as warm as possible. So you can buy soil heating cables, which will keep that soil at about 72 degrees. That's warm enough to really get those roots growing. And you can kind of get a head start or jump on it. I guarantee you, everybody that has a big pumpkin here, especially the real big ones, they started them in a hoop house. It's very important to do. So get them in that hoop house. Usually we'll get on about May 15th, and then we'll start growing them. We really want to get that plant big enough, up around 10 feet, maybe 15 feet long, by roughly June 15th to June 20th, and that's when we'll start doing our pollinations. Most of these pumpkins, like for instance this one, this big huge one, I believe it's 99 days old. So in 99 days it went from nothing to however big it weighs at the end of the day here when we weigh it. During that time, like I talked about techniques, there's certain techniques that will really get your pumpkin to a much larger size. Like I said, one of them, your house, putting cables in the soil, but once the plant starts growing, you want to get every vine buried. Every node, every leaf that goes up, at the bottom of that leaf, there's a node. And at that node, if you bury it, if you push some dirt up around it, a root will come down and go down into the soil. All of a sudden, you now have a plant that every leaf is up there grabbing the solar energy, every root and every leaf is going down and grabbing all that energy in that soil. And most of us will grow a plant in about a 30 by 30 foot space. It's almost 1,000 square feet that we're doing to one plant and one with a lot of things and one but you can start to see how things will so big so fast because 1,000 square foot plant. So the roots are just everywhere. And the majority of them are in the top. One inch contain thousands of miles of roots. And most of them are hairy. They're the very, very small roots, but that is why you get soil because if those roots die, then the pumpkin plant has to work on trying to rebuild the roots versus just taking nutrients and growing that pumpkin bigger and bigger. All right, we got another one on there. Let's see. Elsa, come on up. Hey, how you doing? Good, how are you guys? Now you did a little pumpkin at the state fair, right? Oh, you didn't? Okay, I think I just seen it. Oh, yeah, that's what I see. All right, first pumpkin you got? Oh, by first one? The first legit. Okay, so this will be your personal best. Okay. Oh, well, that's good. That's half the battle. It would not be. All right, well, let's see. What's your personal best? 45? Okay. At Anoka. All right, let's see what we're at. 196, a new personal best. Congratulations. Way to pollinate that. You got almost a 200-pound pumpkin. That's awesome. All right, jump up there, grab a picture. Yeah, very, very impressive. Beautiful pumpkin. Very cool. Stand next to that leaderboard real quick to snap a picture of that. That way you can look down. You'll remember that. All right, congratulations. Very good.
Not a big, not a huge. I know.
They're getting bigger and bigger. It's gonna get fun. That would give you a new personal best. All right, how was it for growing? Was it a tough grow or easy? What was tough about it? The weather? Right, you got those back. Yeah, like we said earlier, it's a checking it over here for damage. All right, so we're checking it. So as you see these guys, when they're doing what they're doing, they're checking it for damage. If it is damaged, we'll still weigh it. It'll still be an official weight, but it'll be considered damage. What's the prognosis? Damage? Okay, so this one will be weighed. Still go for a personal best, but it'll say damage in the front on the record. personal best. What do we got? 238. Went heavier than you thought. That is awesome. Like I said, damage, but still a beautiful pumpkin off of that 2177.4. As many of you know, that one was a very heavy pumpkin last year. Came all 100% over. Very good. So very good seed. Very, very good seed. Congratulations, Elijah. 238. Very nice. Congratulations.
Somewhere right in there, either where they're at. All right, looks like first pumpkin for you, huh? Okay, a little bit of a drive. What's the seed on this one? Ron Wallace, who I'll get to in our history of the giant, I'll get to shortly. Ron Wallace, lives on Rhode Island, he grows some monster pumpkins and he sells what they call whoppers. Ron Wallace, everybody else, what would you like to see? 250, all right, let's go for 250. That would definitely put you in the lead. Have you done any taping of it yourself? See where it's at? That's a nice shape. I like that tall. What were some challenges first year? Yeah, that can get you somewhere. How about you deal with any insect problems? Official weight, hopefully. Let's see if we can see a 250. That
Went in last night.
It's all the way in. I was like, holy buckets.
all right, so some of the other techniques we do, remember, one is we start early.
1 inch smaller than
15, we start to see
1 inch
put
smaller.
them in a hoop house.
Boy, that's sure mid-range like it's a rock.
So we use heating cables. It really helps you get a good start. So vary those lines. It's very important. The technique we do is we trim, we terminate the vines. So when these vines, when we're growing that, we grow it as a pattern where the main vine shoots straight out, and then we have vines coming off that main vine that we call secondary vines. And those secondary vines we're going to trim or cut, generally speaking, between 10 and 15 feet out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we heard like trim it.
Trim off those vines. It's very important because you really want to focus that energy towards growing a giant vine and not growing a giant plant. So very, very important to combine as a way to really increase your size. Remember, those early secondaries are just there to build that plant. Once you get to sync up everything going to that giant number. Very important there to really focus on the plant. Think of the plant in two sections. The first section is to get it 15 to 20 feet long, and those secondaries to go on them. Then in the second, you're going to really focus on. All right, Mitchell. Moment of truth is here. All right. So we want to see if we can get 250 on this one. And all right, Alex, go ahead, pull it. We'll see what we're at. Mitchell's new personal best, 275, came in what he was hoping for, so that's very good. We got almost up to our first 300-pound pumpkin of the day, so that's really good. If we want to take a picture of it. They're getting bigger. We're up near 300 pounds now. All right, so to kind of finish up here on how we grow these giant ones, remember, first thing is good seed. So you get that good seed, then you get good soil. Once you have good seed and good soil, you need to extend your techniques properly. I talked about many of the techniques that we do, from very advanced determination to the early start. Also, you want to really be cognizant of the plant as it grows. The key is always keeping that stem end and that flower end as parallel as possible. So when the plant is growing, you want to try to keep it as parallel as possible. Now sometimes they kind of go crazy. Like if you look at this pumpkin here, stem is a little higher than that flower end, and it kind of starts to roll over on each other. That's when you get those big, Java the Hutt pumpkins, is when they get a little crazy. Sometimes it's impossible to do exactly how you want. But like, you look at this one, this is pretty damn good. Some of them are, if they have a better shape, they generally are easier to keep. And then getting into some of the techniques as far as prevention, bug prevention. Our bugs like to eat giant pumpkins, squash vine borers, they're black and red alone, have a triangular patch, and they will lay eggs. When they're able to hit, and they'll dig inside your vine, and sometimes they'll do pumpkin, and they will take nutrients away from the sugar. So notice your baby gains. It's 40 pounds a day, and now it's 20 pounds a day. It's probably because you're there's different remedies for that. There's systemic chemicals, or there's organic chemicals, and obviously really good chemicals. The systemic work just like an you put 18 medication where you take it for a month. It works with the plant as well. You can put on the plant a chemical, and that will go into the roots. And the lights, I
thought he's been looking to ask about
you have like a fertilizer for a dog. It's the same sort of thing for the Alright, we're getting more and more over here. Alright, Gretchen, come on down. This is your first year doing, correct? Okay, this one is going to be marked damaged as well. So there's a spot they found. What was the spot? Did you see it? Crack near the blossom. So one thing to know, you may hear that crack by the blossom a couple times. On a giant pumpkin, generally it's thicker on the front and usually pretty thick on the top, but the thinnest part of the pumpkin is back here, or where the flower was. And that part, even though this may be 12 or even 14 inches thick, it may only be and sometimes the incredible pressure of that pumpkin just causes a great hot snap, crack, you know, all the all right, this one, first one, never had a personal best, so this will be your personal best. What are you hoping for?
I just want to be my lowest, which was less than 50, so anything.